Now on Talking Solutions, new medical approaches for the new year. And I want to welcome Dr. Trina Wiggins, your pediatrician.
Yes.
We're here today to talk about medicine on the move. It sounds like a new way of doing things.
Absolutely. Medicine on the move is trying to bridge that problem of access to healthcare, where we take medicine to the people versus the traditional method of them coming to various health centers.
Well, it seems like these days, and this may be an over-exaggeration, but everything can come to you in some kind of a truck or a van. You can get your pets groomed, and you can have food trucks, and you can have things delivered and services that come to you. It's a stretch to make that connection, but Medicine on the Move is actually taking these services out to areas where they weren't previously available.
That's correct. In our society, time is your most valuable asset, and people, like you said, with other businesses, like having things done near them. It's more accessible. That way they can spend more time doing the things they really enjoy. It's the same concept.
You're really right about time being our most precious asset. I was reading some of the information about Medicine on the Move, and it seems it's going to help solve an issue with people being able to get the medical care that they need, especially if they have things like transportation problems and they're just not able to get out to where the medical providers are.
Absolutely. And I have the perfect example. Not too long ago, we had a patient who came in, I think he had 4 children, but all the children were behind in their immunizations. And he's like, great. He came up, the kids got vaccinated, and his problem, he would have had to have taken 3 buses to get to the health center. And just think about it. You have 4 children getting their immunizations, and you have to take that ride back home on 3 buses with 4 children who are not happy right now after receiving, the vaccinations. So it was just a great story to hear how Medicine on the Move had impacted this patient's life.
That's a great example because you've got kids who are not excited about getting immunizations in the first place. Oh, right. Dad, let's go. Right. Can we go on all those buses? Can we do it? We can't wait.
Exactly.
And just the energy of kids and their short attention spans, and
right.
It would be quite the day to have to deal with. So with Medicine on the Move, that service came to where they were.
Exactly. We're bringing medicine to the people. We provide pretty much the same type of services at a health center. We have 2 exam rooms. We have a medical provider, 1 or 2 on board, 1 or 2 medical assistants. We can provide sports physicals, annual physicals for adults, obstetrician, gynecological exams for women, Medicare exams. So we can provide the full array of services as in a traditional medical care facility.
Well, Dr. Wiggins, how big is this vehicle if it's got all this stuff? 2 exam rooms. I've seen that it also has a lobby.
Yes.
You have a vehicle big enough you have your own lobby?
Well, it's state of the art. One of its kind in the state of Nevada. It's about 45 feet long, 13 and a half feet high, and 8.5 feet wide.
The size of this vehicle, I guess you'd know it if it was coming down the road or waiting for you in a parking lot so that you could get your appointment. You certainly are not going to miss it looking over across the way.
Exactly. You won't miss it at all.
Medicine on the Move, and you mentioned too, Dr. Wiggins, that this is the first vehicle of this nature in the state of Nevada.
Yes.
Maybe it's something that's coming on across the country and we're just getting our first exposure to Medicine on the Move.
This is the first of its kind for the state of Nevada. I'm sure there's other cities who have something similar, but from my understanding, it's one of its kind, especially for here in the state.
And as far as who put it together, I see Southwest Medical, Health Plan of Nevada, Sierra Health and Life. All of these groups have joined together to make this option available.
Right, the collaboration of those
exactly.
entities you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it sounds, Doctor, like Medicine on the Move. It's not just going out to take care of the immunizations for the dad with the 4 kids, but because of everything that's included in this state-of-the-art 45-foot-long medical vehicle that you have, that is Medicine on the Move. You're going to be able to take it out to places like schools and recreation centers and churches and areas where there may be a large population of people who otherwise would not have a lot of access.
Absolutely. And that's the nice thing. Like you said, charitable organizations, churches, daycare centers, schools, Boys and Girls Club. And these places, you're going to have a large population of children. And like I said, some of those children's parents may not have transportation or may not have access to get to a health center. So this is very helpful for those families.
We've got a big children's learning center right next to us here at Beasley Media. I can imagine that would be a wonderful benefit for them to let the parents involved know that on this specific date, we're going to have available these services if you are needing them. They're going to be right here.
Exactly. And then getting back to my initial point of time being your most valuable asset. I think as a parent, if you have a child there and you know you can get your health care in the same location as the pre or aftercare program, as opposed to having to make an appointment and go to a center, it just saves you time. And I think every parent would love that option.
Yeah, every person, parents or not, anybody would love to have some more time. That sounds just terrific. Medicine on the Move, you say it's a 45-foot vehicle with all of these different options inside. Dr. Trina Wiggins is with us today, pediatrician, and you work with Medicine on the Move.
Yes.
You get a vehicle of this size. It's not like you alone hop into it and go, I got to go take care of some immunizations for kids. It's more of a group project, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, it's adult medicine, it's senior care, it's the pregnant woman, or just women health care in general. We're trying to look at the full spectrum, taking care of all people.
You don't hop in the driver's seat and go, I'm off to do this. You actually have a driver.
We have a driver. We have a receptionist who actually does the paperwork to check the patient in, then the medical assistant who actually does the vital signs and gets the patient ready for me to see.
So you actually have an entire group of people who are dedicated to the experience that is Medicine on the Move, coming to the location where people can get access.
Absolutely. And then there's a radiology tech person if we need x-rays. It's a group of us.
Well, I was looking at all the things inside the van that you have options for, like you said, x-rays.
We have ultrasound capability, mammography.
Wow. You've got a lot of stuff in this van.
Yes.
I was reading about it. There's even seats outside the van so people can wait their turn.
Right. And we have an awning. So if it's hot, you're not just sitting outside. So yes.
This is great. As a doctor yourself, Dr. Wiggins.
Yes.
How much of your appointment time, because I'm sure as a pediatrician, you're seeing kids and families and taking care of family needs all the time. How much of your practice involves being part of Medicine on the Move?
Well, the pediatric on the move probably goes out 4 times a month because the other days of the month are geared towards adult medicine or senior care or mammography or, women care. Every day is a different day for a different specialty.
So Medicine on the Move, the 45-foot long van of all kinds of medical options, it's out frequently then. Even though this is a new kind of an approach, it's already booked for all kinds of things because it's such a necessary service.
Exactly. And if you go to the website, medicineonthemovenv.com, you can see our calendar, which displays the days. If it's adult medicine today, pediatrics the following day, mammography the next day, you'll see the schedule of events.
So you can see when it might be closer to you.
Exactly, and what they're offering at your site.
The idea of having medicine coming closer to where people are actually looking for the services is pretty exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
And so you're out there with Medicine on the Move. The van is out doing all kinds of adult care and then pediatric care and different visits, maybe sports physicals.
Absolutely.
Immunizations. I know I've heard of a mammo van in the past that was dedicated for just mammograms, but you have that capability also as part of Medicine on the Move. If someone is looking for this kind of service going, that is a great idea. I am tired of just waiting in a doctor's office. I'm tired of having to find an appointment, take time off work, get myself to the other side of town so that I'll be available. Now it's going to be closer to me. If a patient is looking to access the services available from Medicine on the Move, do they, as you suggested, Dr. Wiggins, start on the website to see where it's going to be? How would you suggest someone should do that?
I would suggest going to the website. Pretty simple to remember, medicineonthemovenv.com. There is an 800 number as well. It's 1-800-382-0870.
1-800-382-0870.
Correct.
We will make sure that the links and all the information is also available on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, also a podcast of the discussion. Do you know how long, Dr. Wiggins, the Medicine on the Move van has been available? Because it sounds like it's relatively new.
It's relatively new, April of 2016.
I would imagine it has met with a great response because there's a big need out there.
Oh, absolutely.
One of the things about medicine in the state of Nevada, with the population that we've got here, with the way that we're growing, with healthcare in general these days, there's a lot more people seeking the services in Southern Nevada than previously were available.
Right.
This is exciting to know that there are more services and more options out there. That's what I love to talk about on this show.
Right, exactly. I think Southwest Medical has been very proactive in providing solutions to address it. Right now, we have over 350 providers, and this year we'll be adding a lot more providers. We're having a robust recruitment coming up in 2016. 2017. So that's going to even help us, and even with the Medicine on the Move, because we'll have more providers. Nevada has had a shortage of physicians in the past.
Right.
But I think that Southwest Medical has been proactive in addressing that. Number one, obviously with the Medicine on the Move. Number two, we're adding more providers. We have this robust recruitment in 2017, and hopefully by providing more providers can bridge that gap of access to healthcare.
And it's not just access, it's easy access.
Yes.
It's save time in my day access.
Right.
So the Medicine on the Move van, and we're talking about some kind of van. This thing is 45 feet in length. And to my understanding, that's about as big as it can possibly be. So they've said,
is the maximum.
Yeah, what's the max? Let's do the max. Let's put the max stuff on the vehicle.
Correct.
And give more options. Because inside this 45-foot long van that has its own driver, medical providers like yourself, also one or two providers or doctors, depending on the event, what you need.
Exactly.
You have 2 licensed nurse practitioners.
Right.
And there's 2 medical assistants. So we're getting quite the group on the van already to help people. 1 radiology technician if they need that person for that event.
Exactly.
And the driver.
Right.
So you guys all get together, grab your coffees, hop on the van, and go out to do the event.
Exactly.
And from the need and the appeal of this on the road, kind of bring it to you, medical access vehicle that is Medicine on the Move.
Right.
There's already been a lot of acceptance, and you're not even a year old yet.
Exactly. I mean, it's advertisement itself. When we're just rolling down the street, people are curious. Or when we park in a certain area, people will often come up on the vehicle and like, what is this? And ask more questions and want to participate or be involved.
I'll bet they do. They'd be going, wow, are you kidding? You got doctors and stuff right out here?
Exactly.
I can get x-rays?
Yeah, ultrasounds, x-ray, and mammography.
That's quite an array, plus things like immunizations.
Yes.
I just love the idea of the Medicine on the Move van going out for instance, Little League Baseball signups, or maybe football for a team when the kids need to make sure that they have their physicals to be able to compete.
That's a big one because a lot of times we get sports physicals and they're all wait to the last minute. So if we can provide a service where we go to the school and the coach says, okay, on Friday at such and such time, be here, we can provide that service. That's huge. Again, saving the parents and the child time.
And I love having you, Dr. Trina Wiggins, in with us to talk about Medicine on the Move today, because I would imagine part of the whole effort to make people aware of this wonderful medical option that's now out there is just getting the word out.
Exactly.
So that the parents who are listening who have kids who are going to be doing football next school year, or they have parents who are difficult to get to the doctor because they just have the logistics issue. They can't get out, like you said about the father with the 4 kids needing the immunizations a while ago.
Right.
3 buses to get to the doctor.
Right.
That makes it more than just a big bite of your day. That makes it your whole day.
Absolutely.
But you can take and eliminate that and make it just a very effective, very useful part of their day.
Right.
Dr. Wiggins, I always emphasize what a huge difference technology in our lives has made in every phase of our lives.
Right.
It's been seismic. And certainly in the medical area, frequently we've come into this show and to discuss some of the exciting new medical options that are out there for all of us,
Right.
many of which are technology-based.
Right.
We've discussed in the past the e-visits.
Right.
And how you can actually interface with your doctor through like a FaceTime even. Maybe talk to your
Right.
doctor's nurse to discuss that UTI or something that really doesn't need to send me off to the doctor right now, but let's check in on that. Let's see what's going on.
Southwest Medical has the Now Clinic, which uses visual technology to, like you said, interface the patient with the provider. It's not for heavily acute things, but, for benign things that you can do face-to-face.
Sure.
That's been very successful. And also, you mentioned the e-visits, where doctors and the patient can communicate via email. Patients have common questions they want answered, and what easier way to do it is email versus having to call the office, then get with the nurse, and the nurse has to go ask the question to the provider. Like I said, it just streamlines the whole process.
It makes a big difference in our whole approach toward medical care. And you're right, it all comes back to technology. It gives us the ability to do this a different way, a better way.
A better way, and a time-efficient way.
Yes, and for more people, too.
Right.
Because we have an expanding population, certainly in Southern Nevada, a good place for seniors to retire for a number of reasons.
Right.
But now that you have the Medicine on the Move van, perhaps one of its stops is out in a senior community. Give that medical care closer so that they can access it.
Yes. Absolutely. And the van is wheelchair accessible. That's a huge feature.
That is big.
Yes.
It sounds like it's got just about everything you could need. I don't know. Is Medicine on the Move the sort of medical option that could, in many cases, replace having to go visit the doctor? I mean, could I do just a visit? Does that make any sense? Could I do a visit just to make sure everything's on track? Like, I just went to see my neurologist one time a year.
Right.
Everything's good.
Right.
If a person is fortunate enough not to need that acute instant care, maybe checking in through a visit on a Medicine on the Move stop would be effective in doing what they need.
You're absolutely right. Like I said, it's the same type of facility as our clinics or stationary centers. There's no difference. So I can provide a well child visit, give the child immunizations, check some basic labs, and I've done a preventive well child check for children.
And it could also provide an OBGYN visit. Go in and check and make sure everything's good. Get your mammogram, get things checked out. If you need an ultrasound, we can take care of that right here on the 45-foot long vehicle.
Right. One-stop healthcare in your neighborhood.
Yeah, nearby.
Right.
Where it's time effective and where you can go to those places where there are a lot of people. I can see groups, all the different organizations, the charities, the churches, the schools, the senior centers, child care centers, all of which who can make use of a Medicine on the Move visit for a variety of reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really pretty cool. Medicine on the Move. I love this idea. I want to see this vehicle, Dr. Wiggins. 45 feet long. Legally, it's as big as it could possibly get. You've got all these things. You've got a whole crew of people who can help staff it when it goes out, from the driver to up to 2 doctors to medical assistants to all kinds of help.
Absolutely.
So that you can take care of a whole group of people in one place, effective with time.
Right. And technology has allowed us to do that.
I love talking about what technology does. And I get tremendously excited when I start talking about major changes that it's making possible when it comes to our health care. Medicine on the Move is a project with Southwest Medical, Health Plan of Nevada, and Sierra Health and Life. And it sounds like you guys are already pretty busy.
Yes, and I think it's really going to ramp up in 2017. We just got our feet wet April through December. You can look at the calendar. We have a lot of dates already penciled in.
Online, just jump onto medicineonthemovenv.com. That's medicineonthemovenv.com. Also, 800-382-0870. That's 800-382-0870. I'll have that information and a podcast of our discussion today on the Talking Solutions Facebook page. So, Dr. Wiggins, about yourself as a pediatrician, how long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing right at 30 years.
Oh, no. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking that's not possible.
Yeah, I finished medical school in 87 and I started practicing in 90.
How long have you been practicing here in Southern Nevada?
15 years. And one of my biggest things I like to address is preventive issues, looking at the childhood obesity crisis. And one of my visions with Medicine on the Move is to be able to go to schools and to educate kids. If I can just plant the seed of what it means to eat right, what it means to be physically active as a lifestyle, that's my plan.
I think that could happen because I'm seeing this big, wonderful 45-foot long medical vehicle that is Medicine on the Move. I can envision when you're going out and you're going to a school as a pediatrician to help share some great information with kids about eating healthy and moving and being active. Those things in turn can lead to a decrease in the rate of type 2 diabetes.
Right. A lot of the chronic diseases that we see. So it's all about prevention.
Well, and I love the thought of taking this vehicle out and putting a nutritionist or a dietitian on there with you so that they can also talk about easy ways to snack healthy.
Yes.
It's the kind of information that also will go over well with their parents to help teach the entire household how to do this right.
Absolutely. And the goal is to be able to not only share the information, but also show them, because kids need tangible examples of how to live right and to live healthy. And I think that's the biggest challenge. We as physicians can say, eat right, exercise, but what does that really look like? What does that mean? And using Medicine on the Move, it would be great to be able to actually show them how to make those changes.
I just see so many possibilities with Medicine on the Move, how you could take the show on the road, as it were, to the school and just make an entire day of showing how easy it is to be active without having to, go into a gym and get into all this equipment. It's so easy to do and easy to eat. You end up joining up with stuff like Create a Change Now, which has the gardens for kids, and they learn how to grow good food in the school. yards, and all of the different things that we have available here in Southern Nevada. We could put them all together on the Medicine on the Move van.
Right. And the key thing is keeping it simple, stupid, KISS, with your approach to healthy living. You make it simple, small, digestible pieces that people can understand, you'll get results.
Very, very wise advice. I appreciate that very much. It's Medicine on the Move. I don't care what age person we're talking about, from infants to seniors. There's some kind of an offering in people's neighborhoods as far as the services and the health care that they need.
Absolutely.
MedicineOnTheMoveNV.com for the website. Is there anything I'm missing?
I think we covered it. All the services we offer for well care, and if you have an acute illness, or, like I said, the preventive aspect, which we want to try to delve into in 2017. So I think it's going to be a total holistic Medicine on the Move van.
I love the thought of it. I can just see so many possibilities here. I can see our immunization rates for flu shots going up and all kinds of great things. The facility is now there on wheels,
right,
on this 45-foot long vehicle that is Medicine on the Move. It's all inside. And now it can come out to neighborhoods in different locations and be even closer for people to get the medical care that they need.
Yes.
Pretty great. It's Medicine on the Move. I'm going to go to the website. My curiosity is definitely piqued. I really want to see. You guys have a lot of capacity to help a lot of people.
Yes. I would encourage everyone to check out the website or give them a call to find out more information. Find out when the van is going to be in your area.
MedicineOnTheMoveNV.com. Dr. Trina Wiggins, thank you so much for coming and filling this in. It sounds really great.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.